Number 10, we have Zayn Malik. Former One Direction singer Zayn Malik is one of the most famous Muslim stars out there right now. His religious identity, of course, has caused a lot of criticism and conflict, especially because of his smoking and his tattoos and his lavish celebrity lifestyle. Conservative Muslims say that these are completely inconsistent with the teachings of Islam, so he's not even really a Muslim in their view. Next up at number 9, we have Shaquille O'Neal, aka Shaq. Now, he has been identified as Muslim in several biographies, but he is quoted to have said, "I'm Muslim, I'm Jewish, I'm Buddhist, I'm everybody because I'm a people person." Shaq played for 6 different teams over his 19-year NBA career, and he won 4 NBA championships and was an NBA All-Star as well. Shaquille O'Neal was raised Christian, but he had a Muslim stepfather. Coming at number 8, we have Janet Jackson. So Janet Jackson, the sister of the late Michael Jackson, was a huge pop culture icon in her own right. She sold over 160 million records and won 5 Grammy Awards. And you know, Janet Jackson, like the rest of her family, was raised as Jehovah's Witness, but she converted to Islam back in the year 2015, and that came just a few years after marrying a Muslim billionaire by the name of Wissam Al-Mana. Lupe Fiasco comes at the number 7 spot. So American rapper Lupe Fiasco initially disliked the musical genre of hip-hop because of its tendency to promote drugs and was just completely vulgar, and it promoted a lot of violence and misogyny. However, he appears to avoid all of that temptation, and he produces his own unique style of rap, which is in line with his Muslim faith. Not many people knew that he's a practicing Muslim. The 6th spot goes to T-Pain. Recording artist T-Pain, whose real name is Fahim Rashid Naeem. He was raised Muslim, and he expressed his beliefs in religion and has said that he does not like that religion separates people. This is what he said, and I quote, "I try not to put a label on my beliefs. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, I was raised Muslim, I believe in everything. I believe in Buddha, I believe in whatever it is. I like free will." Halfway in, we have Iman. So Iman Mohammed Abdul Majid, the Somali-American model, entrepreneur, and actress, professionally known as simply Iman, is a Muslim as well. Her stage name literally means faith in Arabic. Comedian Dave Chappelle comes in at number 4. So he was raised by a Unitarian Universalist minister and was originally an atheist. Back in the year 1998, Chappelle converted to Islam, and he even tried to go on the ceremonial pilgrimage called Hajj. But he was held up in Turkey because he was denied a visa. Yeah, Dave Chappelle has a long history of controversy, but he seems to continue to pop up in the public eye and continues to go strong. Number 3 brings us Dr. Oz. Dr. Mehmet Oz is of Turkish-American descent, and he's also a Muslim. He's an acclaimed surgeon and author and the host of the popular health and wellness TV series, The Dr. Oz Show, and this was launched by Oprah Winfrey's network, Harpo Productions, in conjunction with Sony Pictures. Former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson comes in at number 2. Mike Tyson has held all 3 major championship belts that boxing offers. His career has had its share of controversial moments, which I won't get into right now because yeah, that's no. But Mike Tyson, he said that he is a proud Muslim. And finally at number 1, we have Angelina Jolie. Okay, well, she's like 3 religions. Angelina Jolie, she visited Pakistan, and she actually goes there pretty often, and she's known for dabbling into several different religions like Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. And she's even said that I have a Buddhist son and I'd like a Christian and a Muslim child too. At number 10, we have DJ Khaled. Is an American rapper, producer, and of course a DJ. I mean, like, he yells it on every single track he's in. DJ Khaled! For DJ Khaled, being a Muslim is more than just an identity. He says in his own words, "It's beautiful, it's amazing, it's incredible, and it has put so many blessings upon me and my family." Akon is at number 9. So Akon has so many titles under his belt. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a producer, he's a businessman, he's a philanthropist, as well as an actor, and I'm sure he does a ton of other stuff. He founded 2 successful record labels, Convict Music back in 2004 and Con live distributions. That was started several years later. Now in one of his songs he says, "So what you know about how God comes first in our lives? Everything that we do is for Allah." Next up we have Amal Clooney. Amal Al-Madin, who became Amal Clooney after getting married to Hollywood movie star George Clooney, she is a world-renowned lawyer and author. She also is known for her work as an activist. Amal was born into a Muslim family and she doesn't talk much about religion, and she's really kept her faith quiet from the public. OG rapper Ice Cube is up next. Former member of NWA, now turned actor. He was born O'Shea Jackson, but everyone knows him as Ice Cube. He converted to Islam in the early 90s during his rap career, and he's very devout and takes his faith seriously. He was quoted saying, "I mean, what I call myself is a natural Muslim because it's just me and God." Next up at number 6 is Ellen Burstyn. She's a legendary actress who's known for her roles in films such as The Exorcist, Requiem for a Dream, The Age of Adeline, and the TV show House of Cards, just to name a few. Ellen Burstyn, she was raised Catholic but converted to Islam when she was in her mid-30s. Her Sufi Muslim teacher, Her Velayat Inayat Khan, gave her the spiritual name Hadiya, which means she who guides in the Arabic language. Younes Bajina lands in the number 5 spot. He's Kourtney Kardashian's ex-boyfriend. Model Younes Bajina has rose to stardom on social media. And the thing that had a huge impact on his rise in popularity is him practicing and documenting his Islamic beliefs online. He revealed that he goes to prayers at mosques and he tries his best to follow the teachings of Islam. During the month of Ramadan, he shared many stories on Instagram all about the holy month of Ramadan. And he had the ladies, Muslim ladies, going crazy. "Oh my God, he's a Muslim? Oh." I'm not making that up, it's true. Google it. Now let's look at Sinead O'Connor. In a tweet, Sinead O'Connor said this in her own words. "This is to announce that I'm proud to have become a Muslim. This is a natural conclusion of any intelligent theologian's journey. All scripture study leads to Islam, which makes all other scriptures redundant. I will be given another new name. It will be Shuhada." At the number 3 spot we have Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali made history in 2017 when he won an Oscar, becoming the first Muslim actor to win an Academy Award. Definitely something to brag about. He won the award for his role in the movie Moonlight, and Mahershala Ali also starred in the Netflix series Luke Cage, as well as he appeared in House of Cards, and he's also been casted this year to play Blade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now we haven't seen him play Blade yet, but I'm looking forward to those movies. He's a fantastic actor. Aziz Ansari comes in the number 2 spot. The actor and comedian is known for his roles in Parks and Recreation, as well as This Is the End. He was born in a Tamil Muslim family in India, and when speaking about religion during a monologue on Saturday Night Live, this is what Aziz Ansari had to say.
"A lot of people are Islamophobic, which doesn't make sense on paper, because, you know, the God in Islam is the same God that was revealed to Abraham in Judaism, Christianity, same God. People are like, ah, what did they say? Just God is good, normal religion stuff, it's okay. You want to end Islamophobia? Honestly, just change that music."
Now for the celebrity that landed in the number 1 spot is Bella Hadid. The gorgeous supermodel Bella Hadid has represented some of the top luxury brands out there. She's half Palestinian, and her view on religion was heard a lot louder after the whole Donald Trump Muslim travel ban thing. Bella condemned the travel ban, and since then Bella has been a lot more vocal about her faith, saying that she's a proud Muslim. Bella encourages everyone to foster compassion despite the differences between people, whether it be race or religion. So definitely some good principles for anyone to live by. Starting at number 10 we have Asif Mandvi. Now he's an Indian American actor, and he's appeared in many Hollywood films such as Spider-Man 2, as well as Die Hard with a Vengeance, The Internship. Aside from acting though, he's also a writer as well as a co-producer on the HBO series The Brink. Now he's brought up his religious views to the main stage as a former senior Muslim correspondent on The Daily Show. show. Next up, we have Jemima Khan, popular British Pakistani journalist and heiress Jemima Khan, who now goes by her family name Jemima Goldsmith, was born and raised Jewish, but as she grew up, her faith shifted to Islam. Now this was when she got married to her ex-husband Imran Khan, who is a legendary Pakistani cricket player, as well as now the current Prime Minister of Pakistan. Although the couple has divorced, Jemima Khan still practices the faith. Alright, number 8, we have Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Abdul Olajuwon is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Now, he led the Houston Rockets to back-to-back NBA championships in the years 1994 and 1995, and he also won the NBA Finals MVP in both of those years. He was nicknamed the Dream because how he just carried himself through the games. Olajuwon began using proper Arabic spelling of his name when he became a more devout Muslim in the year 1991. Cat Stevens is at number 7. He converted to Islam back in the year 1997, and he changed his name and he auctioned off all of his guitars, and he left behind a very successful music career because he said that it went against his faith. Now, several months after the 9/11 incident in America, he really surprised fans when he picked up a guitar for the first time in years, and he said, "Many Muslims have come up to me, shook my hand and said, thank you, I'm representing the way they want to be seen."
Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, and I'll always remember you like a child girl.
No, the number 6 spot is Jermaine Jackson. Jermaine Jackson, brother of the late Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, was raised as Jehovah's Witness and later converted to Islam. Unlike his sister Janet Jackson, it didn't take marrying a Muslim to change his faith. Jermaine took a trip to Bahrain, and that trip changed his life. And in 2010, Jermaine Jackson in a BBC interview said, "I felt that if Michael had embraced Islam, he would still be here today." Nas comes in at the halfway mark at number 5. Now, Nas grew up in a Muslim Christian home, and he's really expressed his devotion to both religions in his music. Nas was born Nasir bin Aludara Jones to a Muslim father and a Christian mother in the year 1973, and he was raised in New York. He was also highly influenced by the 5% Nation, which is an organization founded by a former member of the Nation of Islam, Clarence Edward Smith. And Nas also, he studied both the Bible and the Quran extensively, and he has embraced the religions of both of his parents. Hip-hop star Busta Rhymes is at number 4, and honestly one of the fastest rappers ever.
Hey, nigga, what you really wanna do? You ain't know that I'm coming to take what's mine. Every time I come and hit you with a little bit of killer, better know that you can never see me, little nigga, while I'm at the top. I will never stop when a nigga pop. See the way I run it and leave a nigga better. No.
He attributes a lot of his success to his Muslim faith, which he has repeatedly said keeps him grounded. Back in the year 2007, he told Hollywood TV this: "I try to really just understand every aspect about the Most High. For me, the Most High is Allah, and I live my life by Islam." He says he tries to also enjoy his life and not add a bunch of other things that will really get in the way of his perspective on life. Alright, so I had to include Muhammad Ali on this list. You guys wouldn't stop commenting, "Hey, what about Muhammad Ali?" in part 1 and part 2. So Muhammad Ali was born Cassius Clay, and he's a legendary boxing champion as well as an Olympic medalist. He was baptized as a Christian. However, in 1962, at the age of 20 years old, he was introduced to the Nation of Islam. He was inspired and he changed his name to Muhammad Ali after he converted to Islam. And in the year 2005, it was reported that he began to follow the Sufism practice of the religion. Number 2 brings us Paul Pogba, the Manchester United midfielder. Paul Pogba is a Muslim who also fasts during the month of Ramadan every single year. He was also seen conducting a pilgrimage to Mecca. Taking this pilgrimage to Mecca is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Paul Pogba was born in France to Guinean parents, and he has 2 older brothers, twins actually, Florentine and Matthias. Paul also plays for the France national football team. And in at number 1, we have Gigi Hadid. So the 24-year-old model Gigi Hadid was born Yelena Hadid, whose father is Palestinian and her mother is Dutch. She's also Muslim. Outside of becoming one of the most sought-after models in the industry, she also made headlines when her and her sister Bella Hadid protested against Donald Trump's Muslim ban announcement. She also has been seen with her former boyfriend Zayn Malik, apparently celebrating the Muslim holiday Eid al-Adha. Let's just start off this list with number 10. We have Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali was raised as a Christian by his mother, who was an ordained minister, and then in the year 2000, that's when he converted to Islam. And at the 2017 Screen Actors Guild Awards, he accepted the Best Supporting Actor award for his performance in the movie Moonlight. Now, he said this in his own words: "I think what I've learned from working on Moonlight is we see what happens when we persecute people." Mahershala Ali said he hopes that the US can do a better job at acceptance and can celebrate people's differences rather than go to war over them.
I want to thank my teachers, my professors, I had so many wonderful teachers.
Number 9 brings us Dave Chappelle. Yes, legendary comedian Dave Chappelle. So he converted to Islam in the 1990s. And then there was an interview that he did with Time magazine where he explained why he doesn't often discuss Islam publicly. This is what he said in his own words, and I quote, "I don't normally talk about my religion publicly because I don't want people to associate me and my flaws with this beautiful thing. I believe it is beautiful if you learn it the right way." And you know, several years ago, Donald Trump's Muslim ban in America encouraged Dave Chappelle as well as others to join protesters at a rally in Dayton, Ohio, where he gave a brief speech. He said, "I support refugees, I support immigrants, and I love my friends and neighbors."
I like making memories. Sometimes I do all this crazy around my colleagues just so that they can tell their friends I did it.
Next up in this episode, we have Hasan Minhaj. Hasan Minhaj is a comedian. He's also a producer, actor, writer, TV host. He was even a YouTuber at one point. But now, most famously, he's known for his weekly Netflix show, Patriot Act, which, by the way, has a new season that is in progress right now. But anyways, his first stand-up comedy special, Homecoming King, debuted on Netflix back in May 23rd, 2017. Now, growing up Muslim in California, Hasan Minhaj says that his Islamic faith doesn't actually dictate where he goes with his comedic career. Rather, his faith has allowed him to see life from a very unique perspective because he regularly draws on personal life experiences where he feels like he was the odd one out because of his faith. After several years working at The Daily Show, as well as the success of his stand-up comedy special, and he did a phenomenal White House roast at the White House Correspondents' Dinner back in 2017, Hasan Minhaj then he landed his Netflix deal, and now he has his weekly show among many other things that he's up to right now.
Who would have thought, with everything going on in the country right now, that a Muslim would be standing on this stage?
Lupe Fiasco comes in at number 7. Lupe Fiasco was born with the birth name Wasalu Muhammad Jaco, and he was actually born into a Muslim family. Now, after originally disliking rap music because of its very vulgar themes sometimes, Lupe Fiasco really aimed to create a unique style of rap that kept his Muslim faith in mind. Now, in an interview with Katie Couric, he explained how Islam really helped him to correct his own mistakes. However, Lupe Fiasco has also said that due to his personal flaws, he is very hesitant to be a poster boy for Islam. Now, back when that executive order against Muslims was done in America, he had tweeted this: "The first refugee immigrants who sought safe haven in America and then committed terrorist acts against the indigenous citizens were white people." Now, according to him, what people need to really focus on going forward, especially in America, is having a greater focus on education and to think more broadly about religion. Number 6 brings us the gorgeous Gigi Hadid. She was born Yelena Noura Hadid on April 23rd, 1995 to a Dutch model whose name was Yolanda Hadid and a Palestinian-born real estate developer, Mohammed Hadid. Her modeling career began at a very young age actually, and then later on she was signed to IMG Models when she was just 17 years old. But Hadid's career started, of course, like I mentioned, way before that. She was discovered when she was just 2 years old to be exact, and she appeared on a number of baby guest as well as guest kids campaigns.
I'm really pushing myself this week. Alright
guys, so at number 5 we have the sister of Gigi Hadid, Bella Hadid. Go figure. She was born in Washington, D.C. in the United States. Of course, she is known for her looks and she has become a supermodel as well. And Bella Hadid has represented some of the top luxury brands in the entire world. She's of course half Palestinian like her sister and Dutch, and her view on religion was heard a lot louder after this whole Donald Trump Muslim ban thing. I know this was several years ago, but it's still a big thing that has rocked America, especially in the Muslim community. Now, Bella Hadid, she condemned the travel ban, and since then she has been a lot more vocal about her faith, saying that she is a proud Muslim. Bella, she really encourages a lot of people to really show compassion despite the differences between people, whether it be race or religion. People are people, period.
I'm feeling so weird today.
Honestly, I think it's just Mercury retrograde.
I know.
Janet Jackson comes in at number 4, and she is, of course, an American singer, songwriter, and actress, and dancer, and also the sister of the late and great Michael Jackson. She's definitely a prominent figure in pop culture, and she's known for her elaborate stage performances. But later on in her life, she married a Qatari businessman named Wissam Al-Meina, and Janet Jackson then reportedly converted to Islam in preparation for the birth of her son. And her son's name is Isa, which translates to God is salvation in Arabic. Moving on now to number 3, Sophia Ali. She was born in November of 1995 in San Diego, California, and now she belongs to a Pakistani Muslim family, and she's also known for her acting performance in the MTV romantic comedy series Faking It, as well as ABC medical drama series Grey's Anatomy. That show has so many seasons. I keep trying to watch it on Netflix and I'm like, no, this is gonna take a lifetime to finish all these episodes. In any case, Sophia Ali, she has also starred in the horror film Truth or Dare back in 2018, but she became really famous after appearing on the TV show Grey's Anatomy. That was a show that actually really brought her in the limelight a lot more. She played the role of Dalia Qadri, who is a Muslim doctor who wears a hijab all throughout the show.
I'll study. I'll make flashcards. You should see my flashcards because my handwriting is basically a font. I mean, I even use diagrams, see?
Okay guys, so we're almost done this episode. At number 2, we have Akon. And now this guy, he was born in St. Louis, Missouri in the United States. And Akon has so many titles under his belt. I mean, like, he's a singer, songwriter, producer. He's also a philanthropist, actor, and a businessman. And Akon, he founded 2 very successful record labels, Convict Music back in 2004, as well as Con Live Distribution. Now, in one of his songs, he said, "So what you know about how God comes first in our lives? Everything that we do is for Allah." Now let's end off this episode at number 1 with DJ Khaled. Khaled bin Abdul Khaled, just simply known as DJ Khaled, is an American rapper, producer, as well as of course a DJ. It's in his name. I mean, he yells it in every single song. For DJ Khaled, honestly, being a Muslim is more than just an identity. He says in his own words that it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's incredible, and it has put so many blessings upon me and my family. That's according to him. Now, there's been quite a bit of controversy. A lot of people say that, well, his lifestyle doesn't necessarily represent being a Muslim, but nevertheless, he identifies with the religion of Islam and says it has played a big part in his life. Anyway, starting at number 10, we have Asif Manvi. Asif Manvi is an actor and a comedian, and he's probably best known for his role as the Daily Show correspondent. He was born in India, and he spent quite a bit of his childhood in the United Kingdom before his family ended up moving to Tampa, Florida. In one interview with the Tampa Bay Times, he said this: "My experience in the Daily Show is that sometimes you get the thing that you want, but in a way that you never expected to get it." Fareed Zakaria comes in at number 9. He was born in India, he's a journalist, and he hosts his own show on CNN. He's also an editor for Time magazine, and he also writes a foreign affairs column for the Washington Post. Fareed Zakaria was raised by Muslim parents, although he says that he doesn't consider himself a particularly religious person. Number 8 brings us Ice Cube. He's an American rapper, actor, and movie producer. O'Shea Jackson, aka Ice Cube, as he's better known as, says that he doesn't practice a faith in the traditional sense. Now, in his own words, he kind of clarifies, so this is what he says: "What I call myself is a natural Muslim, because it's just me and God." And this is what he told The Guardian in 2000. And he continues to say, "You know, going to the mosque, the ritual and the tradition. It's just not in me to do, so I don't do it. The American at number 7 is French Montana, but his real name is Kareem Karabouch, but of course he's more well known for his stage name French Montana. He's a Moroccan-American rapper, and he was born and raised in Morocco, and then he emigrated to the United States with his family at the age of 13 years old. Now, in regards to his religion, this is what he had to say. My religion plays a big role in my success. It's just about doing positive. You fear not doing the right thing. Shorey Agdaslu comes in at number 6. Now, she has a very recognizable voice.
I'm afraid Sam is not available. Call back later. Thank you.
She's an Iranian-American actress that was born into a Muslim family. Now, back in the year 2013, in an interview with the Los Angeles Times, she said that her Muslim identity probably had cost her some film roles. Now, interesting fact, although a director by the name of George Nolfi wanted her for the role of God in the 2011 movie The Adjustment Bureau, she actually wasn't casted for the part. She was let go from that part. But this is what she says in her own words. I say I was born a Muslim. I don't introduce myself as a Muslim woman, but I guess the distribution company put the dots together and felt it's too early for this. Getting back into this list though, at number 5, we have the American rapper Raekwon. Now, he converted to Islam back in the year 2009. Raekwon was born by the name Corey Woods, and he's asked by GQ magazine in 2017 if he was keeping up with the news about Donald Trump's travel ban on refugees and visitors from 7 predominantly Muslim countries. And in a quote, this is what he says: Allah, he's going to let it be what it be. And whenever he wants to fix it, he's going to fix it. Right now, I'm just focusing on my children, my career, and really just letting it be what it's going to be. At the end of the day, it'll work itself out. Next up in this episode at number 4, we have Ibu Patel.
I immigrated from India to the United States when I was very young, and I'm from a Muslim family.
Ibu Patel was a member of President Barack Obama's inaugural advisory council on faith-based neighborhood partnerships. Now, after earning a doctorate from Oxford University, Ibu Patel actually wanted to give public service a shot. Ibu Patel says that his Interfaith Youth Corps is one of the largest interreligious organizations in all of North America. These staff members actually train thousands and thousands of students on nearly 500 college campuses. Dean Obeidallah comes in next at number 3. Now, this man is a lawyer who then later became a comedian as well as a cultural commentator. Now, he also has his own show that he hosts on SiriusXM, and that show is his name, The Dean Obeidallah Show. Now, in his own words, he said that polls show that if you know a Muslim, you are much more likely to have a positive view of all Muslims. So this is why one of his signature lines that he opens up his show with, he always says this: I'd like to be your Muslim friend. Of course, working to change the perception that many Americans have about the Muslim community. But Dean Obeidallah, he's one of the first Muslims to host a national radio show, and from time to time you can see him on TV networks like CNN. Sophie Ali comes in number 2 in this episode. She was born in November 1995 in San Diego, California, and she came from a Pakistani Muslim family. She's best known for her acting role in the MTV romantic comedy series Faking It, as well as ABC's medical drama series Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, that show has seasons for days. You'll be watching that forever. Grey's Anatomy fans know exactly what I'm talking about. But either way, she also appeared in the 2018 horror film Truth or Dare. But, you know, she became really famous after appearing in Grey's Anatomy. That show really skyrocketed her to a lot more fame. Sophia, she played the role of Dalia Qadri, who was a Muslim doctor. And in the show, her character wears a hijab. And finally, at number 1, we have Nasim Pedrad. Nasim Pedrad was born on November 18, 1981. Now, she's an American actress, and she's a comedian, and she's best known for her 5 seasons as a member on Saturday Night Live from the years 2009 up until 2014. Nasim Pedrad was born in Tehran, Iran to a Muslim family, and in her own words, she said, I knew at a young age that I wanted to do comedy, and maybe part of that was trying to fit in at school because I had a weird name. And my parents had these accents, and I was definitely a late bloomer. Also, some of you may recognize her for her role as Dahlia in Disney's live-action Aladdin movie that came out last year, 2019. So let's just jump right into it, guys. Starting at number 10, we have the hybrids. And no, they're not half human, half animal kind of mixtures. The hybrids are actually real humans. They're a husband and wife duo, Aisha and Ahmed from Kuwait. Now, ever since 2014, their blog and social media accounts have captured everything from their lives, from marriage, traveling, to life in the Middle East. And now what started as just an occasional blog post actually turned into a full-time career for both of them. Ahmad and Ashia, they now work with lead fashion, lifestyle, as well as cosmetic brands from all around the world. And their popularity extends to the Islamic world outside of the Middle East, including Malaysia and Indonesia. They are couple goals right there, I don't care. Coming up next at number 9, we have Tahim Al-Falasi. Growing up, Tahim Al-Falasi was a big fan of English and American radio shows, which she used to listen to on a regular basis. She was like totally obsessed with them. Now, during her experience as a visual communications major at Zayed University, she then started to make her own shows using basic production skills that she learned all from her bedroom. Now, the Tahim show, as it was called, was launched back in the year 2013, and then she became one of the first Emirati women to create and maintain an internet radio show, and she has found widespread success, and the Tahim show is regarded as one of the most listened to programs in the Arab world. All done through YouTube. This girl is killing it. Okay, number 8 now brings us Najoud Al-Shamari. She's a lifestyle blogger, YouTube star, as well as Instagram famous queen from Saudi Arabia. Okay, she's not really a queen, it's just, you know, she's just good at what she does, so queen. She's currently based in the UAE, where she shares all of her videos related to her personal lifestyle as well as travels and some funny moments in her life, with occasionally featuring 2 of her other brothers. Since starting in 2015, she has earned over 1.7 million subscribers and over 100 million total video views. Dalal Al-Dub comes in at number 7. She was born and raised in Kuwait City in Kuwait, and back in 2012 she started blogging on her website called Dalalid, and her content there focused a lot on her daily clothing choices as well as her makeup tips, and she also started sharing her blogs on Instagram. Shortly after that, her popularity started spreading all throughout the Gulf countries and the Arab world, and now her YouTube channel became a huge success from that, and she's never looked back since. The next channel is Jay Sajir, and Al-Juhara Sajir, known as Jay Sajir online, she has been defined as a champion and a role model for other female influencers in the Middle East. In Arabian Business, the world's most influential Arab woman in 2017, she was actually ranked number 24. And that's pretty impressive position to come in, because other government ministers and finance company CEOs were also on that list. So of course, she's definitely leaving her mark. Alright, so moving on to number 5, we have Daniela Mbaya. Now, through her vlogs and her beauty tutorials, as well as other video content that she posts, Daniela keeps it really real. Now, whether she's talking about what college students should actually do to prepare to go back to school, or if she's talking about credit scores, financing, whatever the case is, sometimes she talks about, I don't know, President Trump, as well as different shopping hacks for Muslim girls. Daniela, she's always bringing her honesty and her just lightning humor and personality to everything that she does. So she covers a lot of topics like politics, fashion, finance, like I mentioned, as well as life as a Muslim woman in general. Definitely a very fascinating, interesting channel. I highly recommend it. So trust me, you'll love her. Dina Tokyo comes in at number 4. Now, Dina and others like her are the reason for the booming $243 billion modest fashion movement happening. Like, she works alongside with some big names like Dolce & Gabbana and Zara, and since beginning her channel in 2011, Dina has become a fashion icon as well as a trailblazer, and she puts together outfits that are just complete pieces of art. This lady's talented. Next up, we have Lana Rose. So of course, we had to include her on this list. Lana Rose is a social media influencer, and she is a famous YouTube star with over 1.8 million subscribers. She's also doing big things on Instagram as well. Now, Lana Rose, she created her YouTube channel back in the year 2013, and she started posting videos about makeup tutorials and different things like that. She also loves to paint as well as loves to sing. And after she completed her education in London, she went back to Dubai and started appearing on her brother's YouTube channel, Mo Vlogs, before she branched off and created her own. Then at number 2, we have Huda Katan, and she operates the YouTube channel Huda Beauty, and she is one of the best known social media influencers in the entire Middle East. Now, she was born in Oklahoma City to Iraqi parents, and after she struggled with extreme self-image issues because of bullying that she experienced, she found a lot of solace in her makeup. Now, after moving to Dubai, she gained social media notoriety, and after her makeup tutorials and advice videos started gaining traction, she continued doing this full time. She is a highly successful businesswoman, very inspiring. She's literally one of the YouTubers that I look up to. But we've reached the number 1 spot, and that goes to Hayla Al Ghazal in this episode. Hayla Al Ghazal, she launched her YouTube channel back in 2013 when she was just 18 years old. And today she has over 7 million subscribers and over 1 billion total video views. Over time, her channel evolved to highlight specific key social issues throughout the Middle East. Now, the United Nations appoints women with inspiring and successful YouTube channels to be a change ambassador to the UN Substantial Development Action Campaign, and pays homage to the diverse amount of women that are passionate about using social media for change. She inspires a lot of people through her comedy, as well as she owns her own online shop. It specializes in bridal wear and evening gowns, and that's called Hayla Couture. So of course, this woman, she is doing absolute big things as well. And with the amount of popularity and impact that she's making, there's no doubt why she was number 1 in this episode. But number 10, Sophia Ali. She was born in November 1995 in San Diego, California, and she comes from a Pakistani Muslim family. She's best known for her acting performance in MTV's romantic comedy series, Faking It, as well as ABC's medical drama, Grey's Anatomy. She also appeared in the horror film in 2018 called Truth or Dare, but she became really famous when she appeared in Grey's Anatomy. Sophia, she played the role of Dalia Qadri, and she was a Muslim doctor who wears her hijab all throughout the show. Nasim Pedrad comes next, and Nasim Pedrad, she was born on November 18th, 1981 in Tehran, Iran. Now, she's an actress as well as she's a comedian, and she's best known for her 5 seasons as a cast member on Saturday Night Live from the years 2009 all the way up until 2014. She, of course, comes from a Muslim family, and in her own words, she said this: "I knew at a young age that I wanted to do comedy, and maybe part of that was trying to fit in at school because I had a weird name, and my parents had these accents, and I was definitely a late bloomer." You may also recognize her from her most prominent recent role playing Dahlia in Disney's live-action Aladdin movie that came out last year, 2019. Next up at number 8, we have this lady, Jamila Jamil. Now, Jamila Jamil is an English-born actress as well as a DJ, a model, radio host, and she even does some writing as well. She was discovered at the age of 22 years old, where she was a teacher in London, England, teaching English. She was born to an Indian father and a Pakistani mother. Now, she had some unfortunate events happen to her. She broke her neck in a car accident when she was 17 years old, leaving her bedbound for a year and a half. And the thing is, she was also born with a congenital hearing loss as well as labyrinthitis, and she had to have several operations to correct this. Now, she states that she has 70% audibility in her left ear and 50% in her right ear. And this was in the year 2015 that she said that. But hey, this didn't stop her because she became a journalist for Cosmopolitan magazine and the Huffington Post. And then 2 years after that, she became the face of Maybelline and Nails Inc. And in 2012, she released her own clothing line after much success in the fashion industry. Later on, she was recruited by BBC Radio 1 to host her own show on their network. And she was also one of the stars on the show The Good Place. So despite her accident, despite her disability, she just keeps on going, doesn't let it stop her. She's a success, no doubt about it. Number 7 brings us the fantastic Halima Aden. Halima Aden, she's not only a UNICEF ambassador, but she's also the first hijabi to walk on international fashion catwalks. Her journey started in the year 2016 when she took part in the Miss Minnesota scholarship pageant wearing her hijab as well as modest full covering swimwear. From there, you know, people were really impressed by this, and after that she was then signed by IMG modeling agency and she walked in Kanye West's Yeezy season 5 show during New York Fashion Week, and also she was called a change agent in an Elle magazine feature. Halima Aden says that one of her aims is to take on all the stereotypes of beauty, especially as a black Somalian Muslim woman. Irina Shayk is next. She was born in the USSR on January 6, 1986, and her full name is Irina Valerievna Sheklislamova. She's a model and an actress, and as a matter of fact, she made her acting debut as Megara alongside Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the movie Hercules back in the year 2014. Now, her full last name, Sheklislamova, it consists of Sheikh Islam, which literally translates to Islamic scholar. Now, she has said that she inherited her looks from her father, and that oftentimes a lot of people think that she's South American. And she said this in her own words: "My father was dark-skinned because he was Tartar. Sometimes Tartars can look Brazilian. I get my light eyes from my mother." And to be honest, I literally thought that she was Brazilian before I did this video. I've heard of Irina Shayk, I've seen her, and when I did this video, I was like, oh, okay, so she's not what I thought. At number 5, we have Zareen Khan. Now, Zareen Khan, she was born to a Muslim Pathan family in Mumbai, India. Now, Zareen Khan made her screen debut with a leading role in the 2010 film Veer, where she co-starred with Salman Khan. And with that, she was nominated for the Zee Cine Award for Best Female Debut. She speaks Hindi, Urdu, English, Marathi, and she also speaks a little bit of Pashto as well. Mahira Khan comes up next at number 4. Mahira Hafiz Khan, she's a Pakistani actress, and she is dominating the Pakistani industry right now. Mahira Khan, she comes from Karachi, Pakistan, and she comes from an Urdu-speaking Pathan family. Mahira, she's seen in many ad campaigns for companies like Aquafina, Q Mobile, among many others, and she was also the first Pakistani brand ambassador for Veet. She made her screen debut alongside Atif Aslam in the movie Bol back in the year 2011, and she's also famous for her role in the series Humsafar. Noor Stars is next. Now, she is a woman that I recently came across. Noor Naeem Kalam, better known as Noor Stars, is an Iraqi YouTube phenomenon who's earned a massive following with her mix of comedy skits, vlogs, as well as beauty videos and other types of videos as well. Now, she's the first person in the Arab world to reach 11 million subscribers on YouTube. And Noor Stars, she launched her channel on April 24th, 2014. Her first vlog was titled "What's on My iPhone?" and then similar videos followed after that. And in her videos, she's shared with her audience about her weight issues as well as her diet and sports routines. And soon after that, Noor Stars came up with her makeup and beauty vlogs. And since then, she's grown and attracted viewers from all around the world. At the time of filming this video, she has 15 million followers on YouTube. So good for her, growing such a massive following in such a short period of time. 15 million subscribers in what, 6 years? Number 2, we have Nilofa. Now, her full name is Noor Nilofa Binti Mod Noor, but for the sake of my sanity, I'm just gonna keep it at Nilofa, okay? Now, she's a Malaysian actress, TV host, as well as a model and an entrepreneur. And she appeared in several films, TV series, and she was named among Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia back in the year 2017. Nilofa was born in Pasimas, Kelantan in Malaysia and is of Arabic, Pakistani, and Malay descent. She has an hijab brand and is called Nilofar Hijab and is sold in more than 37 countries, including Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, UAE, the United Kingdom, as well as different parts of Europe. Now, last year, December 2019, late last year actually, Nilofa introduced the Nilofa brand with its first product, banana milk, to the Malaysian market under the company name Nilofer Group. So not only is she a massive entertainer, but she has proven to have a lot of business acumen, and her brand continues to grow day in, day out. And finally, we reach #1 in this episode, and that spot goes to Gigi Hadid. Yelena Noura Hadid, of course we know her as Gigi Hadid. She was born on April 23rd, 1995, and she's an American model. An interesting fact about Gigi Hadid is that over the span of 4 years, she made 35 appearances on International Vogue magazine covers, as well as she was signed to MIG Models back in the year 2013. In November 2014, Gigi Hadid, she made her debut in the top 50 models ranking at models.com. And by the time 2016 rolled around, she was named the International Model of the Year by the British Fashion Council. She's Palestinian American, and she's a supermodel, and her sister Bella Hadid, they follow the same faith as their father, Mohammed Hadid, who arrived in the United States as a refugee at the age of 14 years old. She has impacted millions of followers around the world, and she's seen as a role model for women aspiring to have such an impact as she does. I swear the fashion industry has become synonymous with Gigi Hadid. You can't think of fashion and not think of Gigi Hadid. For that reason, among many other reasons, she is #1 in this episode. So let's start off with number 10. We have Mahira Khan. Mahira Hafiz Khan, she's a Pakistani actress, and she is dominating the Pakistan industry. Mahira Khan is from Karachi, and she speaks Urdu, and she's from a Pathan family. Mahira is seen in many ad campaigns, including Aquafina, Q Mobile, as well as other big companies. She's also the first Pakistani brand ambassador for the company Veet. She had made her on-screen debut alongside Atif Aslam in the movie Bull, and that came out in 2011. And she's also very famous for her role in the TV series Humsafar. At number 9, we have Halima Aden. Halima Aden, she is not only a UNICEF ambassador, but she's also the first hijabi to walk on international catwalks. So check it out. Her journey started back in the year 2016 when she participated in Miss Minnesota Scholarship Pageant, and that's when she was wearing her hijab as well as a modest swimsuit. From there, she was signed to the IMG modeling agency, and she also had walked in Kanye West Yeezy Season 5 show during New York Fashion Week. She's also been recognized as a change agent by Elle magazine, and she was modeling hot hijabs. One of her core missions in life is to really take away the stereotypes of beauty as a black Somalian Muslim woman, and she's breaking all sorts of stereotypes. Linda Sarsour is next. She was born in New York City, and she's of Palestinian descent. Now, Linda Sarsour, she's a political activist, and she's also the co-founder of the Women's March. Now, the Women's March was a worldwide protest back in January 21st of 2017, which was the day after the inauguration of President Donald Trump of the United States. The world really began to start knowing who she really was more and more after she started becoming involved in civil rights issues, including feminism, police brutality, immigration, and she has even marched with the Black Lives Matter movement in the United States. And you know, the thing is, because she's been outspoken about certain issues that are really close to her heart, a lot of criticism, as expected, is coming her way. Either way, many Muslims view her as the right sort of leader that they want to represent the entire Muslim community. She's very fearless and doesn't back down easily. Ellen Bernstein was raised in a Christian family, and then she reportedly converted to Islam after studying Sufism. She has remained on a spiritual path of self-discovery since then. And in an interview, she had admitted that she believes in all religions and believes that they're sacred in some way. She's also very close with one of the preachers of Sufi Islam, and her Sufi teacher is Inayat Khan, and he actually gave her the name Hadia, meaning source of guidance. Now, she doesn't fully dedicate herself to any single religion, but she believes and lives according to all religions, and she holds Islam very close to her core identity. Then we have Mais Hamdan. Now, her full name is Mais Abdel Jabbar Hamdan Salim, and at the time of filming this episode, she has 2.7 million followers followers on Instagram. She is a Jordanian actress, TV personality, as well as a singer, but she was born in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates to a Jordanian father of Palestinian descent and a Jordanian Lebanese mother. Back in the year 2004, she started her career in TV in Karita Rakan as well as Sawalef Harim, and also she was in Kirki On in the following year. Now in 2006, we witnessed her film debut and she played the role of Jamila in the Egyptian film titled Zarf Tari, meaning emergency case. Yasmin Abdulaziz comes in at number 5. Yasmin Abdulaziz is an Egyptian actress, dancer, and a model, and she started in commercials at a very young age. So after a while, she started to act in films and TV shows. What really got her started was a series called A Woman from the Love Time that was a huge success all over the Middle East. And then after the success of that, she was involved in another mini-series called Kids Are Going Crazy, and from there, the rest was history for her. Atin Aymer is next, and she was born on November 22nd, 1986. She's famous for being an actress, and she's also an Egyptian, best known for her role of Fatih in the television series El Ad. She's also appeared in films such as Chaos and Disorder, and her first major role was in Hadrat El Motaham Abi, meaning Mr. Guilty is my father, along with Noor El Sharif. The woman at number 3 is Sheikh Hasina. The Honorable Sheikh Hasina Wazed is the current Prime Minister of Bangladesh, and she's been in office since the year 2009. Politics runs in her family because Sheikh Hasina is the daughter of Bangladesh's first president, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. She's also been the longest serving Prime Minister in the history of Bangladesh. And you know, a very interesting thing is that she actually served as a Prime Minister back in 1996 to the year 2001. And then years later, she was re-elected again. Malala Yousafzai is next. And you know, young women like her really deserve a lot of recognition, especially because of her activism. As an activist at the age of 16, she was the youngest holder of the Nobel Peace Prize, and she received that when she was 17 years old because she stood up for the rights of females so that they can get education and access to other things in life that they were denied. So I definitely had to mention her because her fame has spread all around the world. But the woman in the number 1 spot is Gigi Hadid. Her full name is Jelena Noura Gigi Hadid, and she's an American fashion model, and she stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall. She first began modeling when she was just 2 years old, and Gigi Hadid has gone on to work with brands like major brands like Tom Ford, Versace, Reebok, Victoria's Secret, you name it. And her success has been just non-stop. It just continues. She's had appearances on international magazine covers. She's walked on like all major runways, and she's appeared in all major fashion weeks. And at the time of filming this episode, Gigi Hadid has over 51 million followers on Instagram.